This morning, just continuing a short series on building good families, great families. Our church's vision statement is loving God and loving others. In actual fact, you could use that for your family vision statement, loving God and loving others. Stephen Covey, in his book, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, suggests that in our very hectic, pressured world today, it actually would be a good practice for families to write out their own vision statement for their families, write up their values and their vision statement. Because we have so many pressures on us today and so many good things to do, with all the good intentions, sometimes our intentions for our family slide out the window because of all the other pressures on our family. And so it could be a good exercise for you to sit down and say, what do we want to achieve in our families? What's our vision kind of for our family? What are the values that we want to hold to and practice in our families? And so if you're starting out as young parents with children, it'd be a good exercise to sit down and do that. And just write up some of the values. Listen to what some of God's values are in Deuteronomy 6, which is the reading we had last week. Deuteronomy 6 and verse 4, it says, "Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God, the Lord is one. Love the Lord your God with all your heart and with all your soul and with all your strength. These commandments that I give you today are to be upon your hearts. Impress them on your children. Talk about them when you sit at home, when you walk along the road, when you lie down and when you get up. Tie them as symbols on your hands and bind them on your foreheads. Write them on the door frames of your houses and on your gates." In other words, God's emphasising here that to impress upon and teach our children, we're to go to the extent of talking about all of these things when we sit down and stand up and walk and lie down and all of these things. Take every opportunity. Now, Sheena's going to come and share some things that she's been doing in Treasure Hunters and wanting to pass on to parents some little ways in which you connect with your children, both at a spiritual level and a relationship level. So Sheena's going to come and do that. Off.
Morning, everyone. Last week we introduced Think Orange, which is, representing the combined influence that church and families can have together to make an impact in the lives of our children, because we want to see them become faithful followers of Jesus, don't we? And Maurice, he talked about starting out on Bible reading, even for very young children. And we have a resource table set up in the foyer today. And they've even got these awesome little books. I'm just going to show you a couple. There's Bible Pebbles books, and they're only $2. And you can get lots of these different books. There's Jonah and the Fish. There's Jesus the Teacher, there's Moses, Noah's Ark. You could even collect the whole set. Some families, every week they go to the $2 shop and buy a $2 toy. Lasts like a week or maybe even lasts a day. And some people go and buy a McDonald's toy or something like that. How about you just pop around the corner to the Sunshine Christian Bookshop and just pick up another book for your set? It's going to last a long time, and kids love reading them. They just got a little, there's a picture on every single page, and after you've read them 3 or 4 times, the kids know the stories, and they can sit in these little books. Are so perfect for their little hands. Okay, but right now, I'm here to teach you how to do something that we've been doing in Treasure Hunters, and it's called High Five Buddies. Now, this wasn't my idea, I have to confess. Like 2 years ago, Maurice and Zane and I, we went off to a conference with this Lutheran pastor called Milmine, and he's a real bundle of energy, and he writes all his own resources. He's like Superman. But one thing I like about the Lutherans is they have these faith steps and faith stages. And Rich convinced us that no church leader, no youth group leader, nobody can take the place of a parent. God has firmly entrusted the spiritual journey of a child to the parent. But, often as parents, we communicate with our children, but it can become just like a one-way communication, just instructions, just serving the function of getting kids to behave in a certain way. But, we need conversations that are going to grow our relationship. And we've come up with something called High Five Buddies, which I've stolen off Rich. He called it Faith 5, and he had a few other things in there, and we've taken some of his things out and put some of our own things in. Okay, and we've been doing it in Treasure Hunters for about a year now, and some families are doing it at home, and some kids won't even go to bed without doing it. So it's pretty cool. This really serves in Treasure Hunters to encourage children to be welcoming of others, to think of them, and so that all children coming in will know that they will have a friend to sit with in Treasure Hunters. And Maurice talked a little bit about last week, families connecting together and going through church together, going through school, that sort of thing. So I'd really encourage parents this morning to look out for the kids that their children are connecting with, and to support their children in their friendships, and to become friends of their families, because that's going to give them the social confidence and emotional kind of stability to carry them through things. Well, you're all going to have to do this, so you're going to have to pay attention. I'm going to get Bridie up here. Here's young Bridie. Okay, now what we do is, often in Treasure Hunters, we do some funky kind of moves, but better not do that with you guys today. Biggest shoe starts, okay, so you've got to find a partner, so just turn to the person next to you. You've got to find a partner, and you're going to do a high five greeting, okay? And if you don't know the person, you have to say your name, so introduce yourself. Say, hi, I'm Sheena. Okay. Okay. Thumbs up. Person with the biggest shoes. Just share something about yourself. Share a high. Share something from your week. Share something from your day. Okay. Want to see those thumbs up? One sentence, guys. Second person, you can do the same now. Okay, we're back to the biggest shoes. Back to the biggest shoes. You're going to put your thumbs down, and you're going to tell your partner something that's difficult for you at the moment, a little challenge in your life. Okay, just one sentence. We don't need the whole story. Okay. Now it's the second person's turn. I want to see those thumbs so I know where you're up to. Make sure everyone's doing it, okay? All right. I should have finished that one by now. Okay, so we're coming back to the biggest shoes. Right. You're just going to pop your hands together like this, person with the biggest shoes. And you're just going to think of one thing to be thankful for, and you're just going to give thanks for that one thing, okay? Then straight after that, you're just going to pray a one-sentence prayer for your buddy's low, and then you're going to pray a one-sentence prayer to bless them. So go, do that.